hitting on the track well, on the max cell, with the spitting the beginning of a rap tale. Elastic scoop, the loop shine vividly. In due time, produce rhyme synergy. And for the longest, caught the blinking of the torment. Till inkling of performance, still thinking of us dormant. And so it be, who hold close and kept dear, were left there, won't know folks by next year. For ties cut, invest shares, perplex peers, rise up, reflect fear, for hex snares, the rest cheer. Know we did it for a purpose. Poem of a kid who never did scratch surface until he owned it. Respect the craft from proponents, cause it ain't over till the song.
Remember what? You would hear a song you like, and you felt like it was about your life. Remember when you would write a letter to your girlfriend, and she would read it to all of her girlfriends. Remember staying up all night, talking on the phone. Remember skipping class with your homeboys. Remember G.I. Joe?
I used to play Mortal Kombat with Matthew. I swore he used to cheat. I swear I could never beat him. Low sour jawbreakers, I swear I could never beat him. Baddest chick in the school, I swear I could never meet her. Until I wrote her a letter telling her I'm a singer. Me and Terrence would draw pictures of sneakers. Me and Ashley used to be in the class singing. I wrote my first rap in the back of the class thinking, I'm feeling it, yeah. Feel alive, did you get feeling alive? If you feel it, raise your L in the sky. I remember selling my mixtape in high school. They was really kinda supportive at my school. I was selling cassette tapes for $5. I was making my own beats, I was beatboxing.
Brown, brown sugar, that brown, brown, eight. 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 Brown, brown sugar, that brown, brown, eight.
What's up, everybody, on this here Tuesday afternoon in South Florida? Doing some different kind of video stuff here to try and make things look a little bit better. Zooming and panning is what it's called. Trying to get the picture just as I want it and try to zoom out. You guys bear with me. And that's about where I want it. Yeah, that looks good. We're live here, so when I'm live, I have to do some things that I would normally do in a taped video. But hey, it's live without a net. Go ahead and try to do this for 30 minutes at a time without a script, and just go with it. And see how many things, kind of mess up for you. I got my stream on. I got my microphone on. So I'm feeling pretty good about things. So, hey, everybody, how you guys doing today? My name is Barry Cunningham. I am a real estate investor here in South Florida. I've been an investor for 25 plus years, over 1,000 plus transactions I've been involved in. And ready to do some more business down here in South Florida. Things are, as you know right now, things are just absolutely crazy down here in South Florida. We're seeing a market that's just literally off the hook down here. People are going crazy with buying and outbidding everybody. But today I want to talk to you about something else. Today I want to talk to you about rental property here in South Florida. And my title billboard for today's show was "For Rent. No thanks." Nope. Using Pee Wee Herman there, but basically telling you I'm not interested in rentals. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why that is. I loved rentals. I've always been a advocate for rental income, trying to have as many units as I possibly can. Have owned a ton of units over the years, but now I've pulled back. And I've pulled back because of one reason only. With this COVID thing over the last 6, 7, 8 months, whatever month we're into right now, the CDC has made it just impossible, almost, in my perspective, to be a landlord. If people choose not to pay, if they choose to tell the court, hey, listen, I've been negatively impacted by the COVID, by the Rona, then they don't have to pay. You can initiate filings. You can serve the 3-day notice. You can serve the summons. You can go all the way through, but you're not going to get an eviction. Not at least until December 31st. Now, on December 31st, if Trump wins, who knows? He may extend it. If Biden wins, well, he may extend it as well. We don't know. By the way, I got my little sticker this morning. Hope you guys got yours. Can you see that? Is it showing up? Probably not. But it's my I voted sticker. I voted today. Get out there and vote. If you don't vote, I don't want to hear you complaining about how things go. One way or the other, we're going to know in the next week or two maybe what happens. But what we don't know what's going to happen is with this CDC moratorium and when it's time to get back into rentals. But before I go too much further, let me go ahead and draw a big red asterisk. There is one singular exception where today I will still get involved in rental property, and that is with Section 8. There's nothing like getting a direct deposit from the United States government or a local municipality where they are paying the rent for the tenant that you have in place. And if you do Section 8, you know what I mean. You can count on it. It's good to go. And I don't care whether Trump wins or Biden wins. Neither are going to be doing away with Section 8. In fact, the likelihood if Biden wins, he would probably increase Section 8. Possibly Trump as well. I don't know. But I know they're never giving away. It's never going away. These people need their subsidies and they know how to game the system. So there's people on Section 8 who probably don't deserve to be on Section 8. But in either case, that's the one big area of exception. If you're looking at some Section 8 properties and you can get them to cash flow and you've got a good IRR, then yeah, pull the trigger on a rental, get a Section 8 tenant in there and get the money every month from the government and you don't have to worry. Now, outside of Section 8 is what we're talking about. So, I'm involved in real estate as an investment. I'm involved in real estate as a commodity. And what that means, I can say without shame, is I look to make money. No other reason for me to be involved in real estate. I'm not a nonprofit. I am a full profit capitalistic entrepreneur. I look to make money. I also look to make money for those who participate with me, the investors who help fund the deals that I put together. I can't go to them, nor would I ever go to them and say, hey, listen, I know things looked really good. It looked like we were going to take this thing to another level, but the CDC says they don't have to pay. So, Mr. Investor, sorry, I can't give you your 8, 9, or 10%. That's not going to work. That is never going to work. And that's why so many investors right now have alligator arms, T-Rex arms, in terms of investing in certain types of real estate. They don't want to get caught without a chair if the music stops. And I'm going to show you a video from CNBC in a second here that shows you what kind of trouble a typical landlord can get in. And that's why I don't want to be in that situation. Never, not with my investors, not with myself, because as you're about to see with my little 30-second promo here, we're here to to make money. No other reason. Not ashamed to say it. I am here to make money for myself and my investors.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
So that being said, I get people who say that I'm involved in bottom feeding and I take advantage of market situations. But as I said, that's what a capitalist entrepreneur does. You find the opportunities in a market and you seize upon them. You also have to watch the hazards. You have to make sure you don't get tripped up or lose your ball in the sand trap. You have to make sure you know where those impediments are. Your investors aren't going to want to hear it. You're going to have to pay up and cover the shortfall on their investment if you're involved with an investor, because that's not the deal they signed. They didn't sign a deal with you saying, hey Barry, we'll go ahead and we'll fund this triplex for $300,000-$400,000. The deal that they signed was, but we expect 8, 9, 10, 15% return quarterly, monthly. Now, when I don't make that payment, I can't give them a call and say, hey, by the way, the CDC just told these tenants they don't have to pay. So I don't know what we're going to do, but I'll let you know when they start paying again. I challenge you to make that call. You'll make it one time, and that will be it. Your business will be over as you know it. Deservedly so. So let me warn you right now, if you are at all interested in real estate investing, right now you may want to stay away from rental property that's not Section 8. It can cause you a boatload of problems. Why risk your business and your relationships with investors and funders when there's a potential that people are not going to pay you back? A strong potential. I mean, somebody could get in now, be good for a month or two, and go, can't do it. They just, shut down my restaurant. They just, laid me off. I can no longer pay. But, you told me you could afford $1,500 a month. Yeah, that was last month. Now, you don't have to worry about that with Section 8. That money just keeps coming. But when you're a landlord, you're going to be taking some serious risks in this market. So I've got the headset in. We're going to look at a video, and I'm going to stop it when I have to let you guys know what I think about it. So let's begin looking at this video.
CDC used an emergency order to ban evictions through the month of December, but soon landlords could be left holding the bag, and renters, unless something really big happens, could go homeless. Here's CNBC's Diana Olick.
Taylor Denchfield has been buying rental properties since he was a teenager. He learned from his father, who advised him, as a landlord, be firm but fair. He says he's doing a lot of that these days.
And we've tried to work with the tenants as best we could to keep them afloat and in their house and on a payment plan that works for them.
Denchfield owns 7 small multifamily properties, and he now has more than twice as many delinquent tenants as before the pandemic. A new eviction ban imposed by the CDC to slow the spread of COVID only made that worse.
When evictions began to resume in the area, a lot of tenants suddenly started paying off their back balances that weren't paying before. When that new moratorium was announced, suddenly we saw payments that were starting to come back in go and stop again.
So why is that?
So you had to hear what he just said. When the moratorium on different states was released, these people somehow found the way to begin paying, and they began paying their mortgages. As soon as the CDC said, hey, December 31st at least, they stopped. This guy's got 7 or 8 rental properties, and he had tenants in that. All of them, they looked to be duplexes or triplexes. So he probably had 14 or 20, different tenants. And they all just stopped paying. Unless it was, 7. But either way, they stopped paying.
It's taking away the incentive to pay. If we can't be evicted, then why pay?
What's also frustrating for landlords is they know that if the non-paying tenants moved out, they would have plenty of demand from tenants who want to move in.
We have yet to...
Oh, okay, so I disagree. Yeah, where do you think that demand is coming from? Do you think it might be some of the same pool of tenants that have already left the property where they can't pay and are getting ready to move in again? It's not like there's just, bunches and gobs of tenants just waiting to, come in and take properties. They had to come from somewhere. So unless they're coming from up north and relocating, especially down here to South Florida, where's those tenants coming from? You have to be careful. Otherwise, you're going to be right back in the same situation.
See any robust federal financial assistance for renters or for landlords who are having to make ends meet while they're not being paid.
Law professor Emily Benfer created the COVID-19 Housing Scorecard with Princeton's Eviction Lab. It tracks evictions nationally. She says...
So you've got this lawyer who decided to be a little bit entrepreneurial herself, and she created this national database of people who haven't paid their rent. Oh, that's going to work out really well for some of these people.
The CDC moratorium is necessary to keep renters physically safe, but it is not the solution.
It is truly just forestalling the problem for a few months.
Now, they cut that video. That wasn't me. I had to get back in here to make sure you understood that. That wasn't me. She said it's forestalling the problem. Where have you heard that before? Here. You see, the real estate market that everybody says is smoking hot right now, you're not understanding. They're not understanding. They're not telling you that there's a bunch of people, both foreclosures and evictions, that are being held back artificially. They're not part of the normal market. So the normal market seems like it's just amazing and you can get what you want and things are going to go great. But there's this entire bulk of people, of lawsuits, just waiting to flood the market when the government decides what they're going to be doing.
It will result in an avalanche.
I did catch that last word, avalanche. I've been using the term iceberg. No matter how you look at it, there's just a crap load of evictions and foreclosures that nobody's talking about.
Now, just last week, the CDC updated its moratorium, saying landlords can start the legal eviction process now, but just can't remove the tenants. That means come January, Shep, those tenants could be out on the street immediately.
Awful, Diana.
Yep. Think about that. Come January, if nothing else happens, if Trump doesn't change it, if Biden wins and he doesn't change it, actually Biden wouldn't take office until January 21st. So if the moratorium expired on December 31st, it's almost a month before Biden would come in. And at that point, people would be looking to the existing administration to do something. So, it's possible the CDC, and especially as right now, as they say, cases are exploding nationwide. Yeah, it's possible, very possible, that they could extend this moratorium. So what happens? What happens if they extend the moratorium? What happens if they decide to go ahead and say, listen, we're going to make this moratorium go for, at least until the new president takes office, whoever that new president may be. What happens if that becomes January 31st, February 31st, March 31st? What happens if that moratorium is continually extended? What's the likelihood of it? I don't know. I'm not an epidemiologist. I have no idea where this virus is going. But what I do know, and what you should know, is if you're looking at all at rental property, you better be careful. You had better be extremely careful and knowledgeable about what is coming down the pike. I mean, this could be just an amazing situation that people get caught up in and then not have any way out. That would be extremely dangerous.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market. Your source for.
So what am I saying? What I'm saying is rental property has always been a good vehicle for me. Historically, it's been a great vehicle for many, many people. People have made a ton of money owning rental property. But right now, you could be buying a shell. If you don't have the ability to put a Section 8 tenant in your property, you're basically rolling the dice. You're playing Russian roulette. You're playing Russian roulette or rolling the dice with somebody else's bankroll if you're bringing in investors. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that if I'm getting involved with a rental property, that I damn sure have the income coming in every single month to make sure that the investors I work with have the rate of return that they were initially promised. And the only way you can do that right now, the only way, there is no other way. The only way you can do that is if you're going with a Section 8 rental. Wait a minute. There may be one other way. That is if you are lucky enough to get a tenant to pay a year's worth of rent upfront cash. There are some people who can do that. Then, hey, it's safe. Somebody strokes you a check for 20 or 30 grand. Here's the keys. Talk to you in a year. Let me know if you need anything to get fixed. So there's two ways I would get involved in a rental right now. One, Section 8, obviously. Two, is if somebody's paying a tremendous amount of money up front. And I'm talking 6 months minimum cash up front. And there are people who are willing to do that, especially people coming down from up north. But barring having a monstrous deposit or Section 8 guarantee from the government, there's no way I would advise anyone to get into rental property right now. You're going to be rolling the dice, taking a chance. Now, if it's just your money and you don't have partners, you don't have investors working with you, then, take the shot. Take a chance. Who knows? You might get surprised and get lucky. But I'm not looking to get lucky in real estate investing. I'm not looking to go to rent a casino. I'm looking to specifically generate a safe, guaranteed rate of return. And right now, that's with Section 8. I mean, I've posted this many a times, and it's something Warren Buffett said: be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Right now, the greed in the rental market, the greed that, you can really make some money in the rental market is with Section 8. You see, everyone's worried about what's going to be happening. And I will sleep really easy if I know I'm getting a check on the 15th, 1st, or 30th from the government. Don't have to worry about anything. And just to let you know, there are a ton of people out there looking for places to live who are Section 8 vouchered, qualified. You're gonna break the bank with that? No, but you can do a little interpolation with math and say if this person is qualified for $1,500 a month and the state or government has guaranteed that they will pay $1,500 a month, then I know that that property is going to spin off $18,000 in revenue. And then I just do my back out. I say, here's how much for insurance. Here's how much for repairs. Here's how much for, whatever, taxes. back all that out, throw in my investment coupon as to what the investor wants to make. And if it fits, then I know the price I need to go buy a house. So if it's $18,000 a year in income and minus all the other expenses, that leaves me with $13,000 in net income. And I know the person wants to make at least X amount of dollars, then that tells me what I need to spend, how much I can spend to buy a house that allows for the investor to get that rate of return. It becomes a simple math formula. And then you just look around and find a property that you can buy for that amount, put the tenant in there, and you've got guaranteed revenue. There's your formula. If you stay to the end, it's $555 now. That's your formula. How many houses can you buy if you knew you had 50 people willing to pay you $1,500, $1,800, $2,000 a month? And the check is coming directly from the government. And all you had to do was match up the interest coupon, the return that your investor who's participating wants. Now, that's when you get the Pee Wee Herman dance and begin finding all these properties. A lot of properties that, as I just mentioned, people aren't going to want to buy. You're going to see a lot of landlords looking to sell. Yeah. See, on the other side of the coin here, they're saying, I'm done. I'm done dealing with this COVID crap. Please get this thing off my hands. Yesterday, over here in Boca, I drove by two quads, completely empty. I talked to the owner rather. I said, what's up with this? He goes, I'm just not going to put anybody in here. What do you mean you're not going to put anybody in here? Yeah, it's too much trouble. So he and I are doing a deal right now, and I'm letting him be my partner. And I'm saying, let me do the deal. I'll show you how to make X number of dollars per month on these buildings that you have. Get out there, find a way to get greedy when others are fearful. Get out there and find rental property. Get out there and find Section 8 property. Don't even think about getting into a rental property right now that doesn't have guaranteed income coming for you. Unless you truly are going to use your own money and you're willing to take a chance, you're going to take a flyer, you're hoping something's going to happen. You're hoping that you're not going to get hurt with this. And go for it. Good luck. But I need investors that are looking to do deals here in South Florida that are looking for a way to make a guaranteed 8, 9, 10, 12% internal rate of return and know it's going to be coming regardless of who gets voted in and regardless of who the next president may be. And my little sticker here, I voted, and I know politically this is agnostic. I am a real estate investor. I look to make money for myself and my partners. And then because of that, I'm staying away from most rental property right now. So, in the comments, some people may not like what I just said. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going to continue to try to buy rental property with no life preserver. I'd love to know what your strategy is if you are going to be buying rental property for the next, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Because I would love to understand what some people's psyche and what their strategy is in case they're not getting paid. I'm looking to make some money. Give me a call. Give me a call if you want to do some deals. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.